we are coming up to the end of the TNS series just for now, because we are literally nearing the end. We've got this and 2 more videos, I think. Anyway, this is going to be the review of a Mashin Zabyun and King Express Zabyun, because this is indeed going to be like a kind of cross review, because in a weird move, you know, they normally sell, hang on, in order to make it clear to you, for once I've actually got to show the box that this thing came in to give you some context. So this is the only time this kind of thing's ever happened to me, to give context, right? So this box contains, well, it contained Mashin Zabyun, which is this Mashin here, this train Mashin. You can see here that on the front it does say something about using Kiramager and King Express, which we'll get to that later, because you need a part of King Express for this. On the top you can see all 6 Kiramagers. I was about to say 5 and I forgot Kiramager Silver exists. Boo! Nothing on the bottom apart from Sad Pac-Man. And on the back is where the context really exists, because you can see here that on this side it does bring up some, it does say stuff about how, look, it's got a stone mode, Mashin mode. You can use it as Mashin arms in 3 ways, actually. This is technically 1, 2, it's 3 ways, but they count this as 2 ways, because technically you can arm it with just one of them, or do like a combination of just one side and use another Mashin arm, like Dust Arm, for example. Length. Now this is the interesting part, because to form this robo is called King Express Zabyun. In order to form this robo, you need Mashin Express, which is from the King Express set. If you go back and watch my King Express review, you'll know that Mashin Express comes with Smog Jockey to form King Express, because look, you can take this apart, fold this down, open this, and click this together. This is King Express's main body, and you need this for King Express Zabyun. So you need a part of King Express in order to form King Express Zabyun. So basically they're selling you half a Megazord, half a Robo, and I'll explain what that really means for you out of the box later. Right, so we should get on to the main product you get. This is Mashin Zabyun in its stone mode, and just like with Smog Jockey in its stone mode, it looks, well, it looks very sparkly. White as well. I do think that the white looks a lot more futuristic. You can see here that this is just blatantly a pair of feet, a pair of legs, a pair of feet, because you can see here these look like feet. Of course, you've got the other parts glued to the back. They don't really fit in with the Kiramager stone design, but that's not really much of an issue, because you're just going to be displaying it like this. Nice sparklies going on there. I do like that. Looking at the top, you can see here we've got a little peg here. On the back, we have the other parts you'll need to form the Mashin mode. Now, very quickly, I'm going to get on to doing Mashin mode. What you've got to do is you've got to remove these 2 back parts here. There we go. Just gonna off the side. And you open this here like this, so it comes like long. This is basically the same kind of thing you do with Smog Jockey, by the way. Then you take the front facing part of Zabyun, fold up this little yellow fin piece here, and attach it to the front connector here. So it feels a bit difficult to do, but you can do it, trust me. And you take the other part. This orange part does like spin around. There's like a peg on here too, which means the peg spins around. Anything you attach to this back part will spin. And you attach this to the end. And this is basically Mashin Zabyun. Again, it's very long. It's a train. This is essentially the good version of the Smog Jockey train, I guess. You can see here that's done all sparkly too. Yellow fin. Red paint on the entire length of it, I think. That's it, yeah. You can see here that it's kind of got like a kind of shark scene, but I don't really know about that. You can see here that the plastic, well, you can't really see, but I'm just going to tell you that the plastic's got glitter injected in it, which is nice. It's actually the second Kiramager item I've shown which has glitter injected, because I think Gigantrilla had that first. You can see here that, again, we've got some suspicious looking fist parts here, which are also done in the clear plastic. Look on the other side too. This head part, again, looking very suspicious. The just sticks out in terms of colour. I will be looking at that later, because that's for the combination. On the bottom, you can see here we have some little connectors, holes, like other stuff, clips as well. This is basically all you get in the box. With Mashin Zabyun alone, you cannot form the Megazord, because for that you need Mashin Express, which again comes with King Express set. So with this, you can't really do anything, unless of course you. But before I get to that, I'm just going to show you what you can do with this for the Mashin arms, because again, like the box says, you can use Mashin Zabyun as a Mashin arm. And the first way you can do this is by taking, I believe, Mashin Zabyun and removing this back part here. And then this alone is like a big stick that Kiramager can hold, because I think there's a handle here. There we go, that you can hold. There we go, and if you fold that down, we can get to the next part, which involves you taking off both ends, so it just looks like this. And there's another handle in here somewhere. This was the handle used for the first bit. This is the handle used for the other bit. So there's one handle at either end. And this is basically a massive cannon. Yeah, Kiramager can hold this. Kiramager can hold it, but only if you hold it a certain way. So this side is facing out, and this side is facing kind of in. So yes, this can hold. Kiramager can hold this big monstrosity. And the other way, and the last way you can use the two Mashin arms, this is Mashin arms, by taking the other two pieces here, the front end and the back end, and there's like some little handles you can fold out from the back there, because they kind of get folded a bit into the back. You can see how that works. So it can hold these, which I do like. They're like little laser cannons, I think, which maybe explains why this kind of looks like a gun too. So that's just about everything you can do with Mashin Express with Mashin Zabyun on its own. In case you were wondering, the closest to a Megazord you can get is this. Just with this Mashin alone, you can just get the legs. Okay, so now we are going to demonstrate, just by recombining Mashin Zabyun there, we are going to demonstrate how Mashin Express works with Mashin Zabyun. And the first way is, just like with Smug Jorky, you can use the hole in the back to combine with, because there's a peg on the end of this, don't forget, you can combine that with the end that kind of forms like an additional train cab. My only real gripe with this is because the orange part spins, means that this will spin around too, which I'm not really sure about. But hey, that just does what it does, basically. And to combine Mashin Express and Mashin Zabyun into a King Express Zabyun, what you're going to do first is you're going to also, before I get into that, just going to say if you want a complete demonstration of this item of Mashin Express, go and watch the King Express video, because this is technically part of King Express as well. This is the King Express was the item when this was first introduced. So I'm not going to do a complete talk about this now. I'm just going to, the focus is just going to be on Zabyun, basically. That's why I need to have this guy out. Oh, a bit confusing, isn't it? So in order to form King Express Zabyun, and I really wish they gave it another name instead of just King Express Zabyun, although I can kind of see why they did that, because look, the same like part in it. So what you're going to do first is you're going to take Mashin Zabyun, remove the little head part, move the back part, there we go. Take this, can just split it into the legs, which I showed you earlier to be fair. Then we're going to put that off to the side because we're going to reintroduce Mashin Express. We're going to split this in half like that. We're going to take this half here and open the little connectors on the side there. There's a hole in this middle, by the way. I'm going to stick that on top. There we go. You can see here we now have two little pegs for the arms. We're going to take the head part, fold in the little fin part, and attach it. We're going to take the other part and remove this suspicious looking thing here. This is, again, like I pointed out, this is the head for King Express Zabyun. We're going to attach that as an arm there. And we're going to take the other part of Mashin Express and open it up like that. Now, before I attach the head for the mecha, I'm just going to attach this into the center like that. I'm just going to do a review of the little head because this is one of the rare times where we can see the head without it being welded to the robo. You can see here that the head, well, yeah, it's just like a temporary head because it's not attached. It's unpainted on the other side because it needs to be. You can go to the blender with Zabyun's colours a bit more. You can see here that it's more of like a cooler, looks more like a cooler version of the already existing King Express head, which I will do a comparison in a minute because it's supposed to be like an enhanced version, of course. It's painted up very nicely. You can see here that you can see here that it looks like it's got more of those, you know, these older those like tough guy sunglasses from Japanese anime. I think it is. They've got a proper name, but I can't really remember. You can see here that they're metallic mouth again, metallic silver. We are now going to do a comparison between the two heads. Look, here's the existing King Express head, and here is the King Express Zabyun head. You can see here that it's got the same kind of design, some kind of colours. Of course, just upgrade the bits, and you just attach this in front of the existing King Express head, so it kind of looks like this. So you've got the old head behind, you've got the new face in front, so it kind of looks like he's putting on a brave face, literally. It's not the easiest head to take off. There's like two clips on the side, just gets clipped on there. Then you just have to reattach it onto the top of King Express Zabyun. There we go. So this is King Express Zabyun completed. This is, again, another futuristic looking Megazord. I keep calling them Megazords, I meant to call them like Robos. Most futuristic looking Robo, I think, out of Kiramager. Beats Kiramager, I believe, in terms of futuristic quality. Because it looks white, it looks very space age. I want to say it looks like some Apple designed even. It does look very nice in terms of futuristic qualities. Makes me wonder that maybe there should have been a plan to introduce a version of like a kind of black version of Mashin Express to work with Smog Jockey, to have like a white Megazord and a black Megazord, but they didn't do that. So I mean, because of that, I display Smog Jockey in its I think it's a Tyrannosaurus mode. I don't really know what it's supposed to be. But that's not in the Megazord mode for a reason, because this is in the Megazord mode. Because if I was to display Mashin Zabyun in like train mode, and it'd be long. I tried that, didn't work. One more thing I will point out though is that because there's a peg on the end of this, it spins around too. You can use Mashin Dust On, which I'm going to grab right now. If you want a proper review of Mashin Dust On, please watch my other Mashin related video, which is also in the TNS playlist. You can see here that this is Mashin Dust On. On the bottom of Mashin Dust On, there's like a little there's a peg hole, and we're going to quickly get it into Mashin weapon mode. So to do that, we've got to pull that out, spin, open. And normally, you'd have the little handle come out on here in order to hold like this. But in King Express Zabyun's case, you don't do that. You have to fold the handle in and fold this part in like that, because it's like the handle has been replaced by this peg hole, which you attach to this peg. And I've got no idea if they intended for me to do this or not, but it looks a bit weird. You could do this with a Smug Jockey as well, but I think this better fits King Express Zabyun based on how it's a Mashin. He's a Mashin. They're all good guys. Smug Jockey is more of like a bad guy who works for the good guys when the good guy train comes along. So a bit weird actually. But yeah, I mean, this kind of works. I don't really understand why it spins. I don't really understand why they make this orange part spin around. That's a bit confusing to me, but I do like how it does work with one Mashin. I will point out that Mashin Magellan, the cement mixer, does have a peg hole too. Just let me get Mashin Magellan quickly. I'd like to point out that Mashin Magellan does have a peg hole here, but it doesn't work with Mashin Zabyun based on how, well, it just looks like this. Doesn't work. And it's just occurred to me that maybe maybe they intended for you to use Mashin Magellan with a Gigant driller, which I'm gonna quickly show now because it just occurred to me. Where's the Gigant driller? Here he is. I know it's not his video, but we're just going to show it anyway because I think I might have forgotten. I reviewed this last video, by the way, last TNS video in the series. It just occurred to me that maybe you're supposed to transform this into Mashin mode with the gun and then attach it on top like this. So it's got like a shoulder cannon, but I don't recall saying this when I had a look at looked up the photos for Gigant Driller Gigamori Special. Mashin, this was definitely attached to this claw, like in the like how I showed you on the previous video. But yeah, it's like they intend for you to use this as a shoulder cannon, but I don't think they really directly mention that anywhere. So confusing. So I think I just realised that as well. Interesting. And they call me a Sentai fan. Ooh. So yeah, funny facts for you, I guess. Let's move the proper kite back in. Now, the next TNS video will be the last Kiramager video, and the subject of the next Kiramager video will be, it will be, let's move him out of the way so we can introduce him. It will be Grateful Phoenix. Now, this guy will be in the next video, which is also going to be the last Kiramager video. Now, important to note, this video will be the second to last one, because the one coming after this video will be the last TNS video for this time period. So that means no more scheduled waiting for videos, no more waiting no more waiting ahead of 3 months time. So interesting. Right, so that will do it. So until then, make sure you buy your check for Japan.